大家好，我是龙学汉. Hello everyone, I am Long Shui Han. Today we are going to be talking about the places I go to watch Chinese videos that help me with my Chinese learning. So this video goes to first Kadi because he asked the question which prompted this video. He asked, where do I go to watch videos that help me with my Chinese? This is the video that will answer that question. So there's basically two places I go, YouTube and Bilibili. These are the two platforms where I go for all my Chinese video content. So these are the channels I go to watch the Chinese content that helps me with my Chinese. And also it's just entertaining as well. Language learning, these things go hand in hand. First of all, are the channels that are just for songs. You just go on there and you're listening to multiple songs. They're 2-hour, 3-hour long videos of just a playlist of songs. Of course, you never finish the video. You just go on there to find your favorite ones. But those are the channels that I go to on YouTube and Bilibili. Bilibili is the Chinese version of YouTube. It's one of the easiest ways to just find Chinese content. It's just to find a Chinese song. And so I go to those channels which have the Chinese playlists and especially the shows, the singing shows that are on YouTube and Bilibili, but they're the Chinese version of American Idol, just trying to find an American comparison to it. You can watch many shows like that where there's many song performances and the most famous Chinese singers are singing their best songs on there. I don't have a specific channel I go to for those, so I'll just leave that to whatever your favorite is. You just go find it. To be honest with you, I don't have a channel that I go to specifically for Chinese songs. I just go to many different types of channels. I'll say this though, if you want to find a specific song, just like if from TikTok, or you have a song that you heard from somewhere else, just type that in and you should find it on YouTube or Bilibili. Most of the Chinese songs that I listen to, I can find on YouTube, honestly. Just make sure to type those words and use Pinyin or use Google Translate if you need to, if your Chinese isn't at that level where you can just type in the song in the search bar. I'll also include on the screen the pictures of the channels that I'm mentioning, and I should have the links down below as well for all the channels that I will mention in this video, and that hopefully will help you find those channels if you'd like to go to those channels too for your Chinese learning content. Alright, now number 2, this is the big portion of the video, podcasts. So everybody knows that this time and era that we're living in and living through right now is the time of podcasts. So with Chinese learning, you can find a lot of podcasts too. The podcasts that I listen to some on YouTube, I listen to some on Bilibili. I'll mention them by name. The ones I'm going to talk about here, I'll mention them by name, each one, and I should have it in the description too. Remind me if I don't have it on there. On Bilibili, number 1 for the podcasts. These aren't in order of importance, by the way. I listen to them off and on. I'm always listening to some kind of podcast. These are like my top 5. One is 子非秋月. I haven't really tried to search it up on YouTube, but it's mainly on Bilibili. It's a large channel, and it's mainly historical fiction, or it's kind of like a podcast where there's a narrator in the background, and then you're just seeing a movie, kind of, or slideshows of different scenes of whatever is being narrated on. Usually it's some historical event or actually like historical figure that the narrator is just sharing with the viewer what their life was like and what a certain important event that happened in their life, how it made them who they are, things like that. It narrates the lives of famous people in history, in China or in the West, all kinds of people. Very interesting channel. Number 2 is Mandarin Corner. Mandarin Corner you can find on YouTube. Mandarin Corner, from what I have seen so far, has a lot of podcasts. It's kind of podcast focused in how it teaches Chinese to its its viewers. So anyone who's looking to find great Chinese podcasts to help them with their Chinese, you need to go to Mandarin Corner. That channel is going to be a treasure trove for your Chinese practice, because you can find so many Chinese podcasts on there that are about interesting topics, and they're using Chinese to speak about them, and they're all native speakers. Sometimes they're native speakers, sometimes it's not a native speaker that's being interviewed. But either way, you're listening to the best of Chinese, or you're listening to people who are learning Chinese, and that will encourage you to learn Chinese just like they are. Mandarin Corner, I highly recommend. It's not just a podcast channel, I believe. It's actually an actual Chinese learning education channel. It just happens that they have a very big podcast presence in the Chinese learning space. So go check that out. Number 3, I cannot forget 每日中文课. Now, this channel, for myself, this channel came into my Chinese learning life at the moment where my Chinese had upgraded to another level, where I could listen to a teacher teaching in Chinese and I could understand it. I didn't need to translate it in English in my head. I didn't need to do that. So it definitely had an impression on me, because I came across this channel at the time where I could listen to a Chinese teacher and understand a lot of what was being said without having to translate it in English. I could just understand the Chinese. It was amazing. And that's how I know my Chinese has been improving. So 每日中文课, it's kind of like Mandarin Corner, but instead of a lot of focus on podcasts, this channel actually is more like an education-focused platform, not more of a podcast. The format of the channel is the Chinese teacher, her just speaking to you as if you were her student. So it's more like a teacher-student channel. It does definitely fall under the Chinese learning channels category, and you should go check it out. And number 4, Dashu Mandarin. This channel, I haven't went on a whole lot, but I heard of them, and so I've kept up with them here and there, and I still am. Matter of fact, I probably am going to watch a lot more of their videos in the future. I just haven't gotten to that yet, but I do make sure to watch their podcast, so that's why I would recommend them to you, because I know what their podcast is like, and you can hear them speaking in Chinese. Matter of fact, all their podcasts are in Chinese from what I've seen. If you want to learn your Chinese from a Chinese podcast with great hosts, they have all different types of topics that they talk about. Each podcast has a different topic, and they talk about that topic in Chinese, and it's funny. It's a fun podcast, and you'll also get a lot of Chinese learning out of it. So go check them out. It's Dashu Mandarin. And number 5. Now this one is one of those that doesn't really fall under the podcast videos. It's a animated kind of channel. It's almost in meme format. It's called Wojak. There's many channels that are about Wojak. It's like the character that's used in every single one of these videos that represents like the common man who's having a tough time, who's trying to find a good career, who's trying to find his balance in life, and has a lot of anxiety, trying to work hard, trying not to be lazy, trying not to fall off, trying to motivate himself to do something with his life. The videos are about serious topics, but there's humor added into it. So it's entertaining, but also it's talking about real life, and it's like animated in meme format, as I mentioned. Very interesting type of videos on there, and they're in Chinese too. So I highly recommend the Wojak videos. Now, number 3, Chinese TV shows. Now you can find, of course, all kinds of TV shows on YouTube or Bilibili that will help you with your Chinese learning. So I'm not even going to go through the entire list of all those things. I'll just share with you one TV show that I have been watching a lot of recently. Actually, I don't even watch TV shows that much. So if I'm watching a TV show consistently, it must mean there's something good about it, or I don't know, maybe I just started liking TV shows again. But really, I think that this TV show, it's called 幸福一家人. This TV show shows the day-to-day life of Chinese people, more specifically the Chinese family, and also just the modern Chinese lifestyle, and shows you what the different family dynamics are, and each of the characters are trying to find their way in life. They're either older, going through their careers, or they're young and just finding out what to do in their careers, what to do with their life. It's a TV show that gives a positive outlook on, despite the ups and downs of life and the bustling cities in China and all the career-related things, all the personal issues or responsibilities or things that people have to do. The most important thing with family is to stick together, basically. Especially with just kids with their parents and parents with their kids. It's overall a great TV show, and I think part of why I really like that TV show is because my Chinese has improved so much that now I can understand a whole lot of what goes on in Chinese TV shows. And it just happened that this was a TV show that I started watching recently, and I feel like I understand a lot about it. Maybe when I watch other TV shows, I'll feel like they're really good too, better than I had thought before. But I have to give this TV show credit too, because even if I didn't know as much Chinese, I still would feel like it's a great Chinese TV show. So again, watch that TV show if you're interested in what I've just told you about it. So I hope that the channels that I just shared with you will help you as well with your Chinese learning. And if you want me to make videos about any other topics that you personally have on your mind, just make sure to comment below on what that is and I'll try and make them, okay? Otherwise, thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. 下个视频见，拜拜。